Everybody, stop what you're doing, because Love is Blind France episode 7 just dropped, and this episode is a wild emotional roller coaster that you cannot miss. Relationships get tested, secrets finally come to light, and wedding bells start feeling both closer and farther away than ever. Are they going to make it work? Who's running for the exit, and who's ready to fight for forever? Keep watching, because we're about to break down all the drama, the breakdowns, the reconciliations, and those, wait, did that really happen, moments. So, episode 7 kicks off with a tense and incredibly honest conversation between Charles and one of his past pod connections. They haven't spoken since choosing someone else in the pods. There's unresolved hurt, honesty about how much they might have meant to each other, and even a little mutual affection left in the air. Both recognize what could have been, but Charles stands by his choice of Julie, explaining that the extra spark was simply there with her. What makes this chat so raw is that there's no sugarcoating regrets linger, but he's moved forward. They part on good terms, but you can feel how history makes moving on a little bittersweet. Right after, tensions flare elsewhere. The showdown you've been waiting for, Julie confronting Anders about gossip and rumors in the group. Julie's been labeled unfairly for being open about intimacy, and she's not having it. She calls out the double standards and the way her words got twisted. Anders admits to believing the gossip and even apologizes for misjudging her, making for one of the more vulnerable moments this season. It's cathartic, but also exposes just how much judgment and insecurity swirl just below the surface in the living quarters. Next up, John and Cynthia reunite after a period of estrangement. Their relationship has been rocky. 4 days of constant fighting in Morocco left them burnt out and unsure of where they stand. Still, they share some warmth, regrets, and a cautious hope to see if things could have gone differently. The pain's real, but the willingness to listen is there, sparking a question. Is openness enough to rekindle a connection? Or do old wounds always win? Their moments are raw and real, full of awkward flirting and a little bit of longing, and you get the sense that maybe, just maybe, a second chance is possible. But reality TV can't stay calm long. Anders drops a bombshell. Thomas was apparently involved with Alay Honor, a mutual friend, right before coming onto the show. This is news to Kim, who's about to marry him. The group buzzes with concern as details slowly unravel. Thomas admits to texting and briefly seeing Alay Honor, downplaying the relationship as nothing serious and insisting on his honesty. But Kim feels betrayed, not so much by the act, but by his secrecy. She worries he's keeping options open and not all in for her, triggering a massive trust issue only days before their wedding. And it doesn't stop there. Relationship drama bleeds into real-world logistics as couples tackle marriage prep head-on. For Kim and Thomas, the drama turns existential to their polar opposites emotionally. Kim needs security and clear boundaries. Thomas is intensely emotional, at times so much, she worries his lows will pull them apart. The tension climaxes in a conversation with Thomas's mentor Roland, who's been like a father to him. Roland sees both heart and stubbornness in Thomas and wishes for the couple to compromise, but remains worried they're simply too different. Kim, after the talk, sees Thomas through new eyes. She's hopeful, but recognizes how deep his traumas run. Elsewhere, drama simmers between Tashiana and Yannick. They're butting heads hard. Yannick flakes on a perfume-making date, Tashiana's mother disapproves about his unwillingness to sign the prenuptial agreement, and financial responsibility becomes a battleground. Tatiana wants security and demonstrated responsibility, especially since she has a child. Yannick feels misunderstood and unwilling to have things imposed on him, triggering even more tension. The prenup issue explodes at a family dinner. Tashiana's mom outright says she doesn't want this marriage, believing they're incompatible and that Yannick's not man enough for her daughter. It stings, but Tashiana keeps her cool, standing up for her desire to make her own choices. Meanwhile, the more stable couples savor the excitement of approaching their weddings with dreamy vibes at dress and suit fittings. Julie's trying on her wedding dress with friends, beaming with the hope that Charles will say yes and that she'll finally get the family she's always longed for. Chloe's practically glowing, already certain Alex is the one, and finding herself ready to walk down the aisle, even though Alex is a little less quick to say, "I love you," in front of the cameras. Don't think the wedding nerves have skipped over anyone. Even Tatiana and Yannick, for all their fighting, seem to believe in marriage in principle. While doubts flood the air during their suit fitting, Yannick reflects that even when love's tough, he wants to believe in forever. It's sweet and hopeful, but you feel the weight of their communication issues hovering. Quick shout out to the luxury goods sales advisor, the wedding dress team, and all those best friends who serve up real talk and laughter. Without them, these wedding prep moments would be lost in arguments and anxiety. As episode 7 draws to a close, it's clear the engagement party mended some bridges. Some couples rediscover their spark after hard conversations and beautiful gestures. Thomas and Kim, for one, patch things up after a heartfelt written apology. Others, like Tashiana and Yannick, are clearly not out of the woods, with family opposition and practical differences threatening to derail everything. And that secret about Thomas's prior relationship will definitely linger as we approach vows. The episode's closing scenes are visually stunning. Wedding dress try-ons complete with friends and relatives in tears, suit fittings, toasts celebrating new beginnings, and hope mixing with tension in every glance. The coming up teaser lays it all bare to us. Some couples are exhausted from fighting, questioning whether love is enough when communication fails. The next step isn't a romantic sunset, it's the ultimate test. Will they say yes at the altar, or will fear, jealousy, and broken trust win out? There's just one episode left before vows are exchanged, and every couple is on edge. To sum it up, episode 7 pushes every couple to their limit. Romance collides head-on with reality, as family, past relationships, and practical choices crash into the fairy tale. Some couples look stronger than ever, holding hands through the fire. Others are lost and found, sometimes in the same conversation. If you love drama, heartbreak, and moments of true connection, this episode absolutely delivers. All right, now I want to hear your thoughts. Whose relationship are you rooting for? Which twist shocked you the most? And do you think your favorites are going to survive the finale? Drop your comment below, smash that like button, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the big wedding episode. Love is Blind France is about to reach its most emotional chapter yet, so get ready.